Hello! The last poem we will look at is A Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. Maya or Maya? I keep saying it wrong. Maya Angelou. Here we go. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down in his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill and of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare's scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. What an incredible poem. As the thing is, we here in Canada, in many ways, we are that free bird, and we think we have all the we should haves, right? I should be able to click this and get that, and I should be able to go here and do this, and you've got all of this space and all of this freedom to do all of these stuff and things, and we dare to claim it all as our own. But the bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, and so he opens his throat to sing. If you think of so many people that do not have those, that are not given those physical freedoms, that are put in prisons, or that are living in a forced poverty, whose wings are clipped. And we're here, she's writing a lot also about slavery. And if you think of some of the most beautiful music, the most spiritually deep hymns come from the slave trade, of this singing that the slaves would do, finding this depth and this beauty within their soul to sing about, even though their wings were clipped. And what this also made me think of, it says the free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds so soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn, and names the sky his own. It made me think of how often, myself as a teacher, and I've heard kids complain about school, and it's just, we get so complacent and of thinking we deserve this, or we take these things for granted when there's such an incredible gift. There are countries where they're not allowed to learn. There's some where women and girls are not allowed to go to school, and there's this one girl, I'll have to think of her name, who started protesting against that, saying no, girls should be able to learn, and she got shot in the face. So, it's once again, it's all about how we see. How can we look at our education and at our lives and what we have here to see them in their depth and their beauty, and how lucky we are by accident of birth. Here we are, where we are, and we have this education, and we have this poetry, and we have this internet machine, and we have all of these beautiful things at our fingertips. So how is it that we can start to use those sort of things? And how is it that we can hear the song of the people whose wings have been clipped to help to set them free? There's so much in this piece. But I guess it would also be, there are also lots of ways in our culture where our wings have been clipped in a culture where we can often be judged so harshly, or like you have to look like this and you have to have all this money, and or we're emotionally a lot of the times clipped, and clipped by and things like depression and anxiety and all of those different things. And so all of these poems, they offer us different ways of looking and different ways of thinking, and in that in those ways they're Christ to us, they're love to us, they're that invitation into life. And when I talked about that story about the cockroach crawling over that lady's foot, that cockroach was Christ in that moment, was waking her up to her life. And so I hope that you're able to kind of really dive into some of these pieces and read through them and even say them out loud. Feel how it feels on your tongue to say some of these words together, some of these verses together, and see what kind of images does it bring up for you, because you've heard some of the ones from me, but maybe it's different for you. And that's the beauty of art. So take a look at all of these. We will look at them again throughout when we start studying our novel for this section. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see your lovely faces tomorrow in class. Peace.